Is that the way you think about this thing? Are you serious? Oh my marriage is doomed. Hi guys, welcome back to Norma Today. I'm honestly glad that you clicked on this video. So today I want to talk about the mistakes that I made. I just want to have an honest conversation about the mistakes that I made as a young Christian wife. I feel like some people are under the impression that the only prerequisite that is required for an enjoyable marriage or for a peaceful marriage is just to be a child of God. Once you're born again, once you're a child of God, once you speak in tongues, once you're spirit-filled, marriage must move very well. Well, not necessarily. It's a good place to start from, but there's a lot more required for your marriage to be everything that God wants it to be. And I just want to highlight some of the mistakes that I made when I got in, and just hopefully to help somebody out there not to make those same mistakes. Or if you already started making those mistakes, please retract, have a do-over. Okay, so the first mistake I made was that I didn't fully research or study or observe anybody, any books, anything before I got into marriage. I just took the whole institution for granted. I didn't really know that I needed to be prepared for marriage. I just felt that, it's something everybody does. When you get to a certain age, you meet someone, it clicks, all the right things are in place, all the boxes are ticked, and get in there and have yourself a good life. So just observing my parents and observing the marriages around me wasn't enough. It would have served me very well if I had researched particularly about what marriage was all about, what God's intention was for marriage, what is this whole marriage thing about? Is it just boy meets girl and let us move on? Now, many years later, I realized that there's so many books that are available, so many resources are available, but at that time, I just didn't think it was necessary. But these resources are available so that you can get prepared. Preparation always helps you to get the job done better. It's just like somebody who has never swum before being thrown into the ocean and being told, swim, survive. The result could either be that you will swim or you will sink. But the truth is that if you've had swimming lessons before then, it's easy for you to navigate those waters. So there were things that I had observed from afar, from my parents or from marriages around me, but being inside of a relationship is a whole different ballgame. You will now find out that there are different aspects of this whole dynamics that you are not familiar with. And I think just preparing by reading books, going for seminars, following marriages that you really truly admire, and finding out intentionally what the ingredients are that made those marriages work, very essential. So that was the first mistake I made. I didn't know anything. I just was like, okay, so when we go in now, we love each other, we are good people, we have sense, we must make this thing work. But of course, when you get in, you will now realize that, okay, there's more to this than meets the eye. The second issue I had, or the second mistake I made, was that I did not work on my communication skills before getting married. Boys and girls, mommies and daddies, there's a whole difference between talking and communicating. Now, you might be a very good talker. I'm naturally, I think, inclined to talking. I know how to talk. I like to talk. I enjoy talking, conversations and all that. But being able to communicate is a whole different ballgame, because that's now where you begin to fashion out what it is that you want to say and deliver it in such a way that the person on the other side understands what you're saying in a wholesome way also. So when I finally got married, the early stages of my marriage, it just dawned on me that, wait, it seems like this communication thing is not really clicking for me. There were some things that affected the way I was communicating, things that I had not dealt with previously. And being in close contact with someone, living so closely with someone, will bring out a lot of things that you did not know were hiding, were lurking inside there. So these things had been there even before marriage, but they just didn't have the opportunity to come out because I had always been master over every situation that I face. I'm in charge of what's going on. If I don't like what's happening, I disappear. If I don't like what's happening, I cut you off. If I don't like what's happening, you're out of my life. But when you get married, you live with this person and you can't go anywhere. So there were some things that were affecting the way my communication was coming across. The first thing was pride. It was amazing because I didn't realize I was a proud person until I got married. I'll find out that, for example, if my partner offends me, if my husband offends me, instead of admitting to him that, look, oh, this thing you did hurt me. This thing you did, just coming out and saying it exactly. This thing that you did made me feel this way. It made me feel jealous, or it hurts me, or, things like that. Instead of admitting to that, I would not want for him to realize that he had the power to hurt me. Emike, hurt. For what? Me, strong girl, bad girl, nobody can hurt me. And in that situation, I won't say anything to him. I might decide, to keep it all to myself, and then there'll be just a tense atmosphere, or you decide to go the way of malice, or you decide to go the way of silent treatment. Whereas if you had just communicated the way you felt to him, he would have understood, and you could have had a discussion, and you'd have moved on with your life. That was the first thing I realized. The second thing I realized was that I expected my husband to be a mind reader. I just expected him to know what I needed, what I wanted. If I wanted help, for example, in the house, or if I wanted something, if I wanted him to assist me in doing something, or if I needed him, for example, maybe a massage, or I want him to get something for me, I would just expect that, spiritually, just by some kind of magic, that he will know that I need this thing. I wouldn't just want to say, oh, I want you to do this. I would like for you to do this for me. It was such a hard thing to do. It seems like a simple issue. Like for some people, for some of you out there, some mature people out there, you might just be feeling like, I was there. But that was it. I just had an issue with communicating how I felt, because I felt like, why do I have to tell you? You should know already. And so this was part of the problem. When he didn't meet my needs, I would get angry with him because he was not meeting a need that he didn't even know that I had. So communication is so key. In fact, it's the bedrock of relationship. If you don't know how to communicate, when to communicate, in what tone to communicate, I'm telling you that you're off to a bad start. And you can be a child of God and not have these skills. These are things that you need to practically learn in your relationship right now. If you are on your own, when you are not yet joined to any man, it's best for you to start practicing how to say what you want in a tone that is acceptable, in a way and a manner that is acceptable. If you don't have those skills, man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a problem. Guys, if you've watched this video this far, please, I'd like for you to hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and subscribe if you haven't. Another mistake I made as a young Christian wife is that I did not have conflict resolution skills. Oh my. The truth is, I came into the whole institution expecting certain things to be a given. I didn't make allowance for the difference in opinion that will come up because two different people from two different backgrounds with two different mindsets coming from two different ends. Both of you might love God, yes. Both of you might be Christians, yes. Both of you might study, yes. But you will now begin to find out that there are particular things that you people have opinions on that might not meet, that might never meet. And for me, it was a shock because we would be having a normal conversation and then something will come up and then I'll be like, is that the way you think about this thing? Are you serious? Oh my marriage is doomed. So you think this way, and I think this way. So you feel that we should put the water before the rice, not the rice before the water. Oh my. And that will now be a whole thing. It will just hit me very hard and I'll begin to think that how did I get into this situation with this person who doesn't understand that rice comes before water? Something like that. So it took me a while to understand that everybody is entitled to their opinion. That's what makes this person a full person. They can't all be just like you. If you do not make the atmosphere conducive for your partner to express their ideas and opinions and the things that they believe in, then you're shutting them down and they're not going to, after a while, you notice that they're not expressing themselves. They're not saying anything because whenever they bring an opinion that is opposite to yours, you are very aggressive about it. You need to learn how to approach differences is what I'm saying. You can from very early on start learning to respect difference of points, looking at things differently, and then also learning how to talk over and talk about things in a sane manner and then come to an agreement. And then also know when to let it go. when to realize that this matter is not worth the conflict. Now, I have a video where I talk about how to survive as a stubborn person. So if you are that kind of person who doesn't know how to let go, please watch that video and get back to me. The last thing I'm going to be talking about, which is no means the last mistake I made, but for time's sake, is that I did not realize the intentionality that marriage requires in order for it to succeed. Honestly, when I got married, I just felt like, okay, so we're married, so let's get on. I didn't know that you need to take care every step of the way to make sure that you're spending time together, to make sure that you people are talking, to make sure that you people are checking in on each other, you people are doing things together. I just felt like, the closeness would automatically be there. I didn't realize that you have to work every day. When you wake up with the mindset that, oh, today I'm going to have a great relationship with my husband. Because if you forget to do that, the vicissitudes, different issues of life will make you would want to choke your relationship to death. You will wake up, and then especially when kids start coming in, you have so many responsibilities to take care of, you can completely ignore your marriage. So at this point, this is when you people now have to start looking into each other's eyes. You understand? You need to start looking into each other's eyes intentionally. You need to start kissing intentionally. You need to start hugging intentionally. Not only when you remember. No, you have to. It's something that you need to do consciously. Or else, before you know it, you will spend the whole day and you will be so fagged out. When you come back, one person is on their phone, browsing mindlessly. The other person is sleeping off. And then you can find out that some of the things that you used to do, people don't do anymore. Idea. Intentionality is the name of the game. Now, so this is where I'm going to stop this video. But please, married people, let me know what mistakes that you made. Or did you not make any mistakes at all? If you came in prepared, please let us know in the comment section the things that you did to prepare yourself. I hope I'll be able to entice my husband to come on here and tell us of the mistakes he made in the early stages of marriage. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe, please, if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next one.